Don't eat it?
There you go, son.
Thanks, Daddy.
Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory go unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you occupants out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by way of the highways and byways. Going down the streets teaching and preaching. Alright, and also by way of the internet. Shalom to you very few sisters, very few aquaftas out there listening and learning. It's your brother. Oh, well, going back to the names, of course. Going back to the names, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father name, which means He is or He exists. Bahashem means coming in the name, and what the world ignorantly calls JC or Jesus Christ, His name is not Jesus Christ. It's not Yeshua. It's not Yeshaya. It's not Yehoshua. All right, it's not Yeshaya, Ishaya. It's not none of that. It's Yahweh Shai, all right? Which means He saves or He delivers. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. This is your brother Nayap, and I'm back with another lesson. As you can see from the video, you know, we got to go through a couple things, all right? So the first one, all right, and I'm gonna try to just make this quick. You know, I don't have that many scriptures like as I did yesterday or the day before. All right, I got a nice little bulk, but I don't have nothing that's crazy. All right, so anyway, so what you seen was, you know, these people, these the YNs, all right, the YNs, and you know the people that's inside, you know, this not, well, I'm gonna say kind of like the industry, but I'm just gonna say really just in the world, you know, 2/3 niggas in the world who do, you know, content for views for other men's to look at them and stuff like that, for other men to look at them and get their views. Nothing is ever really truly edifying. But, you know, it's just, you know, a platform, people, it's just entertainment and stuff like that. And one of the forms of entertainment they chose to do was like a seafood broil, or like a, you know, you get them in a bag and stuff like that. Now, we instantly, you know, of course, you know me, we definitely gonna hit the AI and stuff, but the spirit been having me wear my glasses lately too. So let's go to this, let's go to here, right? Okay. This is Leviticus chapter 11, verse 9 in the KJV. It says, "These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, of any living thing which is the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you." Okay, it says, "They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their fish, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination." All right, "Whatsoever have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Okay, so you're not supposed to be eating crab. All right, let me get this right quick. Not supposed to be into this. All right, crab, right? Lobster, right? You're not supposed to be into these, man. This is just the basics, bro. You know, sometimes you gotta be basic with Jake. You know what I'm saying? Not supposed to eat this, man. You know, I don't give a fuck how much you like it. All right. What else? Crawfish, right? Not supposed to be eating that, man. What else they be having in that? They be having a whole bunch of stuff in that. What's in that? What consists in a sea? What is it? A seafood bag? Yeah. A mix of seafood, vegetables, sausage. All right, so it says sausage. That can be pork, and we can get the law on that too. It says and a flavorful butter based sauce. Everything to clog up your fucking arteries. It says all sealed and cooking bag. Common ingredients include shrimp, crab legs, corn on the cob. Salakia.
Unlock reward.
2 seconds. Anyway, oh yeah, matter of fact, I'm tweaking. It says all sealed in a cooking bag. Common ingredients. All right. It says include shrimp, crab legs, corn on the cob, potatoes, and smoked sausage, along with seasonings like Old Bay or Cajun season. All right. Is the sauces? Yes. All right. So yes, it is pork. Yes, and the sausage. Yes, the sausage in a typical seafood boil bag is often whatever andouille sausage, which is traditionally made from pork. All right. So as you've seen, these rappers and all that, these entertainers, so-called entertainers and influencers. So-called influencers of the world, that is, you know, eating these abominable things, right? This is Leviticus 11:7. It says, and the swine, though divide the hoof and be cloven footed, it says, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you. It says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. All right, so you're not even supposed to touch it. All right, I had a thing when I was in I was working in retail. A lot of times, you know, I ain't want to end up dealing with, you know, a lot of seafood, but you know, it's in the bag or whatever. But you know, I'll still wear gloves when it came to shrimp and stuff like that, handling that and handling pork. You know, especially you know, because they be having the ribs and stuff, man. You should see the slime that comes off that stuff, man, these retail stores. You know. Anyway, let's move on. Like what I said, I ain't trying to make this too long for y'all. Deuteronomy 14. It's Deuteronomy 14:7. Nevertheless, ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel and the hare and the coney, for they chew the cud, but divided not the hoof. therefore they are unclean unto you. It says, and the swine, all right, here you go, and the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. All right, ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their carcass. Okay. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Oh, partially digested food that ruminant animals. Yeah. I just wanted to go to cud. Anyway, what else I want? Oh, verse 9. All right. It says, these ye shall eat of all that are in the waters. All right. And all that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And whatsoever have not fins and scales ye may not eat. It is unclean unto you. All right. There you go, man. All right, so you catch it in the scriptures. All right, let me get this as well. It's 1 Timothy 1:8. It says, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully, right? In the NLT, it says, 1 Timothy 1:8, we know that the law is good when used correctly. All right. And it's, and plus the cons to it. And that's, I think, what I really wanted to go to was the cons. Yeah, I just put seafood bags. I was gonna put like the whole thing, like shrimp, crab, lobster. But it's cool. All right, what are the cons to eating seafood bags? It's gonna give us the answer. Get some of this. I've been seeing a lot of these women from my past life get pregnant and shit, all just to get destroyed. Life is crazy. It says cons of eating seafood bags. Seafood bags often prepackaged assortments of seafood like shrimp, crab, mussels. Oh my God. Damn. It says, and clams. Damn, I forgot that's all in there. Sometimes seasoned and cooked together can be delicious and, yeah, okay, convenient. I used to be a nigga in the world. I used to eat this shit, so. It says, but there are some potential downsides to consider. Sodium content. All right. It says, many seafood bags are pre-seasoned or cooked with sauces that contain high levels of sodium, which can contribute to high blood pressure and other cardiovascular issues if consumed frequently. Quality and freshness. All right. Depending on the brand or source of seafood, and these bags may not always be as fresh as buying seafood separately or from a trusted fishmonger. Fuck up your stomach. It says frozen bags may lose some texture or flavor compared to fresh seafood. Additives and preservatives, colorings, preservatives, artificial flavors, allergen risk. If you got allergies, environmental concerns, costs. I'm looking more of like, what are the cons of eating, I'm gonna say, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Let's see what they'll give us for that. And they make it more expensive, but them the motherfuckers to be cleaning the bottom of the ocean. You know, you ain't doing nothing but eating a mini garbage disposal. You know, like a mini garbage truck. It says cons of eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. While shrimp, crab, and lobster are delicious and nutrient seafood choices, here are some potential downsides to keep in mind. Cholesterol content. These shellfish, are relatively high in dietary cholesterol, which might be a concern for the individuals managing cholesterol levels or health. Or heart health. Fuck around and have a heart attack, man. All this sodium and shit, bro. You know, I just seen somebody mama today, and they look through. Talk about gaining some weight. Jeez, Moniz, right? It says although recent research suggests dietary cholesterol impacts people differently, right? It says allergy risk. A lot of people got a lot of damn allergies. Let's read this. It says shellfish are among the most common food allergens. Oh, I never known that. I never got one. And reactions can range from mild, you know, in the world, when I was in the world, from mild, severe, emphalysis. People with shellfish allergies must avoid them completely. Contaminants and toxins, high sodium, prepared forms. Alright, it's high in sodium, man. Too much sodium, which can impact blood pressure and heart health. You fuck around and have a heart attack. Cost sustainability, these shellfish can be expensive for no fucking reason. You literally just go to the park. You know, they got creeks. You can go to a creek and get a crawfish. You know what I'm saying? And they fucking charge you, you know, arm and leg for that. You know? And back when I was in the world, I ain't really like crawfish and shit like that. I used to like that bullshit. Shrimp, crab, lobster, and all that. Mussels and shit. But all that sodium, man, it's just, you just die, you know, from things like that. So let's go ahead and continue, right? Because let me grab this. It's about to be fun. It's already 5 o'clock in the morning, y'all. I was just looking at Apostle Tahar videos and other brothers, Elder Manasazat Ba. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at him, what they was teaching on and stuff. Okay, let's see. I didn't even mean to press on this. 12, I believe. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and because the video, that other video, you know, you got these machines, right? And these robots, right? Robots. I'm gonna say robot machines in carrot fields, right? Let me see what they give me. Damn, they gave me a 3 hour. They got videos 3 hours long. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. You know, I never really, you know, Googled it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get it. There we go, y'all. Look at that. So they got these machines now where you really don't need. I mean, you might need maintenance, or something like that, just to observe, make sure things cool. But man, hey, in a minute, man, they're gonna be self-charging. It's gonna be self-charging stations. It probably just goes to plug it up and that's it. Then it goes out the next day, do what it do without needing a human behind these. What the fuck is this? Carbon robotics. This shit is crazy. Weeding root. Alright, you don't have to bust your ass like this no more. Alright? Ain't no more of that. Alright, they got the robots doing it. Okay? So let me get this. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. It says, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. All right, and that's what you see what's going on. All right, even with the livestock, with the livestock, they've been doing it for a very long time. I don't even want to go to it because I think the images would be too graphic for real. So I'm not even going to, touch on that. But they do have, machines to just, get the pigs, you know what I'm saying? Make them stand some type of way. Boom, do what they need to do to them, whatever that may be. A lot of times they suffer. You know what I'm saying? Just had the machines do it. They ain't got it. They be like, shit, just let the machine do all the work. I still do. And speaking of the pigs, I want to go back. Let's just get like a quick little one of what happens if you eat too much. No. What are the cons of eating pork? Right? I just want to touch this right quick. I didn't mean to jump the gun to go to the robot thing, but I jumped the gun by accident. I wanted to read this too, just to bring this information out. Cons of eating pork. Pork is popular meat worldwide. It says, but there are some potential drawbacks to consider. Then including it in your diet. It says high saturated fat and cholesterol, more heart attacks. All right, certain cuts of pork, especially processed or fatty ones, can be high in saturated fat and cholesterol, which may contribute to heart disease, and if consumed excessively. The risk of foodborne illness. I remember this. Uncooked or improperly handled pork can harbor parasites, all right, like a trichinella spiralis, causing trichinosis, or bacteria such as salmonella and E. coli, all right, because they eat shit, leading to foodborne illness. All right, so if you don't cook your shit all the way, you don't feel like shit, and that's just tell you, man, how fucking nasty, they are. Because if you're not even gonna, people is crazy, like you got people in China, they eat dogs and shit, you ain't supposed to eat no damn dog. Cats and shit. You ain't supposed to be eating that. It says processed pork health concerns. It said processed pork products, bacon, sausage, ham, often contains high level of sodium, nitrates, and preservatives, which have been linked to increased risk of cancer and hypertension. There you go. This is worse than seafood. Seafood basically give you the same thing. But it seems like pork, man. Allergy and sensitivities, ethical and environmental issues. Industrial pork farming can raise animal welfare concerns, yeah, because it's nasty, and contribute to environmental problems such as water pollution, yep, and greenhouse gas, and yeah, because they shit everywhere. Religious and cultural restrictions, many, yep, Islam, and then caloric density. It says pork can be calorie dense, especially fatty cuts, which might not align with weight. All right, management goals if portion size aren't controlled. So yeah, man, it's just all bad, you know. So don't eat it. That's definitely the, you know, don't eat it, man. So let's go back to these machines. So yeah, man, these machines, you ain't gotta break your back no more. All right, you got Big Orange out there, all right, or you got the drones. Okay, you got drones. All right, they making it where, you know, robots is just gonna be the new thing, man. Y'all seen the new robot Neo? He be inside your house and shit, right? So let's go back to this, right? Because I want to get this in the NLT. All right. So yeah, because we in them days, it's going to be brought low. It's Ecclesiastes 12:3 in the NLT. It says, remember him before your legs, the guards of your house, start to tremble. And before your shoulders, the strong man stoop. Remember him before your teeth, your few remaining servants stop grinding. And before your eyes, the women looking through the windows see dimly. It says, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. It says, now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint. There is no work. There is no work. Okay? And then as soon as you think you're going to get it back, they cut the shit right off. They just dangle it in front of your face. Pause. You know? Like carrot dangling. Speaking of carrot dangling. Alright? You just like somebody take a fishing rod, tape it to your back, and hang $100 bill in your face. Alright, you're gonna be chasing that $100 bill forever. Why? Because you ain't gonna be able to catch it. It's always forever gonna be in front of you, and that's how our people is. Our people like to chase things that don't need to be chased. They need to chase y'all. Bashim Yahushua. Alright, so let's go ahead. Alright. I think that was it on that. I think. Let me grab this. Oh, this is the home. Second Esdras, yeah. Let's go with the crops and stuff, because you know people ain't getting paid, man. They ain't getting their stuff. You know, the machines is moving in. You know, people taking their farmland. This is Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 22. All right, it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy them. All right, shall destroy. All right, and that's what's going to happen. Like what I said, man, I just seen a video, you know, some people I dealt with back in the day, and man, they, you know, bringing forth something, but what's the point, man? They gonna be destroyed. Like, if you don't repent, that's the thing that everybody, you know, have a problem with. They got a problem with the Lord. They got a problem with repenting and trying to get right. I don't understand it, you know. I'm glad I don't. You know, fuck them. You know, and then, because a lot of these people, they're going to be trying to run to you at the end of the day. Young, old, all right? Rather if they was in your life or out of your life, all right? Anyway, you know, it's just a lot of people going to die, man, you know? Verse 23 says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, all right? Bodies going to be on the streets, and there shall be no man to comfort them. All right, you ain't gonna have no burial, no funeral, nobody to lament. It says, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth. Okay. And to sow, right? Did we not just see that? Right? We just seen Big Orange. Big Orange, like, I'm tilling and sowing. Right? Big Orange on one. Robot, IEEE. Spectrum. Orange Spectrum said, shit, I'll do it. You know? Let's go back. Verse 20, 2nd Esdras 16:24. It says, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. It says, the grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. All right. So, hey, man, you know, it's coming. You know, them times is here. Them times is definitely here. And people like to try to just be like, well, I can get past that, or, you know, I can do this, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? If I believe on myself, or I stacked up enough money, you know what I'm saying? I got guard dogs. I got a big ass gate in front of me. You know, nigga, if your gate ain't Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, you're fucked. All right, I keep telling people, you know, we keep telling y'all that. It's Sirach 26:12 in the the GNT. And I'm gonna go down to 16. It says she'll spread her legs. All right, so now we going into this chick. All right, now the chick, you know, what's you know, we gonna get into it. All right, because the chick, she was stinking down there, right? Why would a damn, I'm trying to see how I want to word this to ask the question. Why? I just want to see what they're gonna say. Multiple men. Nah. I know what. How to know Alright. There's so many ways I wanted to ask different questions and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna throw this one out there. How to know if a woman have STDs. Alright. Common symptoms in women. Alright, and here you go. Alright, unusual vaginal discharge, itching, burning, or irritation, pain or burning, sores, blisters, bumps, pain. Alright, unexplained pelvic, abominable pain. Abdominal. Alright, pain. It says irregular bleeding. Alright. Let me see. If a woman have multiple sex partners, will these women is filthy, man. You know? You got all these dudes who just use you as a cum bucket, man, you know? That's having multiple sex partners affect vagina odor. It says it's a common concern. All right, it's a common concern because you got to think about it. A lot of these, like I said, a lot of these women that do these OnlyFans and stuff like that, you know, they fucking PHB. Crazy. All right. And rather if that video was a joke or not, all right, it's the, hey man, hey, these women be stank, you know. It says, let me see, we ain't talking about natural sexual activity, sexual intercourse, nah. Other factors, nope. They talking about multiple sex partners doesn't inherently cause, okay. And then them toys too, you know. They be playing with them toys and stuff. You know, they play with them toys. All right, they don't take no showers. You heard her. She was like, "You stink. You should go take a shower." You know, it's her insides that stink. All right, she don't know how to. That pom is off. All right, and then that's the same woman who embarrasses her little brother. And she goes on the internet and you know, but now she's famous for spreading her box. It's crazy. This is Sirach 26 and 12 and GNT. It says she'll spread her legs every matter of fact, I'll get this in here. Sirach 26 and 12 in the KJV. It says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. All right, and that's what a lot of these women do. All right, end up getting STDs and stuff. STDs can cause that smell. I'll tell you that shit. It says the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. All right, but these women, when you tell them, hey man, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the law. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to, you know, you don't want no woman. You don't want no woman that's a whore or a daughter that's a whore. You know, but it happens. You don't want your daughter to be with no 2/3 nigga. Hey, but it happens. You know. It says a shamefaced and a faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent, all right, mind cannot be valued, or continent, mind cannot be valued. It says, as the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the order of her house. Let me get this in the GNT. Sirach 26 and 12. She'll spread her legs everywhere, anywhere for any man who wants her. Just as thirsty traveler will drink water where water is. All right, sucking. Hey man, these girls be doing rides, you know, doing all kinds of things, man. Says a gracious wife is her husband's delight. Her abilities make him a stronger man. A wife who doesn't talk too much is a gift from the Lord Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai. Such restraint is admirable beyond words. A modest wife has endless charm. It is a quality too precious to measure. All right, it says the beauty of a good wife is well kept home. Is like the noonday sun shining in the Lord's sky. All right, and I got a couple more, and then we just gonna close. All right, like what I said, I ain't trying to take all your time, but yeah, man, you don't need to be dealing with these hyenas, as the elders call them. You know, and they gonna be trying to run to you. You know, it's Proverbs 30 and 20. It says, such is the way of the adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. Yeah, we got women, man, they'll go out there, you know, you'll be with a chick, man. You'll be up in bed with her. She be texting another nigga, talking about when she gonna do this, that, save money for a different name. Man, they been doing that for the longest. But now, Esau stripping a snap away and stripping that comfort away from them. All right, so now they starting to run back to Jake. Hey, you know, throw you some box for some meals. You know, that's all you're worth. You know, sad. Sad, man. You go to this Proverbs 30 and 20 in the NLT. An adulterous woman consumes a man, then wipes her mouth and says, what's wrong with that? You know, she'll go suck off a nigga and then come and kiss you in the mouth and everything. You know, everything. You know, she even say she'll go get some food. While she in line getting the food, she can got the food for free from sucking him off. Hey, I'm just being real with you. Alright, we got some hoes out here, dog. And they will definitely end up giving you something. Alright, and it's and these men out here, you know, for you women, these niggas ain't correct. So watch who you with. Alright. This is Romans 1 and 26. It says, for this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into which is against nature. You know, a lot of times in that OF, they do girl on girl things, content. You know, it's a lot of that. You know, then when they do it, and then when the other women talk about they snatch and shit like that, and how it smell and stuff. Now they over there like, oh, how you gonna say that about me? Then she trying to spit at people and stuff, you know. But even against nature, leaving out the house, and a woman is supposed to be with one man. You know what I'm saying? Until that man dies. All right, then you can go and be with with another man. All right. That's how that goes, man. All right. Anyway, it says, for this cause, verse 27, it says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. It says, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit. All right, deception is everywhere. Malignity. All right, it says whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, all right, without natural affection, and implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. All right, so, you motherfuckers that think you gonna do all these wicked ass things, you women, all right, you women, man, you did a lot of niggas dirty, and you better start getting cracked upside y'all heads, for a lot of the shit y'all did. And the same with you niggas, a lot of you niggas, man, that ended up, you may be in high school or whatever, your chick was a virgin and stuff like that. You end up being with her, you know what I'm saying? She don't do you no wrong, but you just treat her like shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna end up getting rid of your ass, you know what I'm saying? Or she gonna end up being relieved from whatever's going on, because if something bad gonna happen. You just can't be treating these women terrible. All right, and these women can't be treating niggas terrible. All right, that's just how it goes. I want to see if I can read this in the NLT. I just want to get I'll get verse 26. It says, that is why the Most High abandoned them to their shameful desires. Even the women turn against the natural way to have sex, instead of indulge in sex with each other. All right, and let's talk about indulge, because we didn't have a couple incidents that we didn't seen people indulging. So I looked up the word overindulgence. It says excessive indulgence. In spite of his wisdom, this is an example, he could not find fault with her of her overindulgence. Okay, so when you go to overindulgence, they had, okay, indulgent, overindulgent. All right, sensual. What else they had? Let's go into indulgent, soft, indulgency, indulging. Let's go to indulging. All right, indulging, delight, bask. If you go to bask, basking, to lie or relax in pleasant warmth. Like, let me take a load off. You know what I'm saying? Let me marinate. All right, to warm by continued exposure to heat. All right, let's go back. Overindulge, okay? Just like this right here. What happens to your body after overindulging? Let's see what this says. Right, what happens to your body after overindulging on New Year's Eve? Right, it says New Year's Eve is a night of indulgence as we toast the past year and embrace the promise of a new one, which is not. All right, but what happens when the celebration crosses the line into overindulgence? As the confetti settles, the effects of excessive partying becomes clear. Overindulgence can have significant repercussions for both our physical and mental health. All right, liver damage. All right, they talking about, you know, a lot of it says over time, heavy drinking can lead to fatty liver, hepatitis, and cirrhosis. All right, if you drink too much, right? Let's see. What happens to your body? Let's go to this, right? To your body if you overindulge in shrimp, crab. Well, we basically just seen, and lobster. Right? We basically just seen. It's just basically a fucking fat ass heart attack. Right? Right? But even like in the sex life, you know, you start to get hella bacteria, you fuck around and die, you get AIDS. You get these incurable things, your immune system is weakened, right? It says what happens to your body if you overindulge in shrimp, crab, and lobster. Eating shrimp, crab, and lobster in moderation can be healthy, but overindulging in these shellfish may lead to some potential issues. It says high cholesterol intake, digestive discomfort, all right, bloating or stomach cramps, allergic reactions, increased risk of gout, all right, flare-ups, okay, gout attacks, acid levels increase, all right, eating too much can elevate uric, all right, acid levels. All right, it says exposure to contaminants, consuming large quantities increases your cumulative exposure to the potential environmental contaminants like mercury, lead, or toxins, because a lot of this in there. Sodium overload. All right, big ass sodium. All right. We ain't gotta go to if we overindulge in sex. You know, that's different if you got a partner and you just laying down the pipe on your chick. You know, that's different. But somebody just you know, just sleeping around with a whole bunch of partners. You know, what happens if somebody overindulged with a lot of partners? You don't know, first of all, for a woman, you don't know who the fucking father is. You know, and unless you do a DNA test, you know. So is that it? Let me see. Oh, no, let me go back, right? So Romans 1 and 27 now. It says, and the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, burned with lust for each other. Men did shameful things with other men. And as a result of this sin, they suffered with themselves the penalty they desired. Since they thought it foolish to acknowledge the Most High, he abandoned them to their foolish thinking and let them do things that should never be done. Their lives became full of every kind of wickedness, all right? Because you just, hey, the Lord, if you keep on just like this chick I know, kept on pressing for a kid, ain't get one. Then you ain't get what you wanted, so then you monkey branched to another nigga, played the harlot, now you got what you want. Now in these coming up days when famine and shit starting to happen, you know what I'm saying, jobs, and ain't really no jobs out here. Hey, you know, and this was somebody that knew, all right, about the truth. All right, so there is no excuse. There is no excuse, you know. The Lord might, hey man, I'm telling you, man, for a lot of you women that fucked over these niggas, like what I keep telling you, a lot of women that, not these niggas, Salakia, a lot of you women that ended up fucking around and doing slick shit behind the prophets' backs and things of that nature gonna catch up with you, man. And these days is coming up, like what I said with the famine. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all got to resort to not only eating your dog but eating your kids, you know. Or maybe somebody eating your kid. You might come in and then somebody got your kid leg in their mouth and they gnawing on it. Who knows? You know, the Lord can do anything. You know, but one thing you don't do is, you know, you just don't do no ill will towards the men of the Lord. Or if you got a good woman, period. All right, you know, if you got a good woman, you treat her good. It just is what it is. Anyway, but you ain't gonna have no covering if you don't have Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, all right, man or woman. It says their lives became full of every kind of wickedness. All right, and you see what's happening now: sin, greed, hate, envy, murder, quarreling, deception. All right, maliciousness, behavior, and gossip. A lot of gossip is a lot of reasons why these women end up leaving their men, because of other women. They are backstabbers, haters of the Most High, insolent, proud, and boastful. They invent new ways of sinning, and because they always try to find a way to get through or around the truth. And they disobey their parents. They refuse to understand, break their promises, are heartless, and have no mercy. It says they know the Most High's justice requires that those who do these things desire to die, yet they do them away. Worse yet, they encourage others to do them too. You know, they be like, well, shit, you know, I cheat on my nigga 1,000 times. You might as well too. I monkey branch to another nigga. You might as well too. You know, I'm playing the harlot. I'm filming myself on the internet as a whore and a prostitute. You should too. That's how this earth is down here. And everybody that get caught up in that shit, you ain't part of the elect, basically. You know, unless you repent, but it's already, you know, so everything is already put into motion, you know. So, you know, the Lord know who gonna repent and who not. But a lot of these women, man, I just can't see it. They too proud. All right, but I meant to go to the law first, but I got this. This was supposed to be my closing one, but I'm gonna get this for my closing. All right. My bad. Deuteronomy. This Deuteronomy 23 and 17. All right, this is for the Israelites. It says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord Yahweh thy power for any vow. For even both of these are abomination unto the Lord thy God. All right. I'm going to get this into the NLT and then we're going to close. All right. Deuteronomy 23 and 17 in the NLT. There shall be no ritual harlot. All right. You just practicing of being a harlot. Just nasty. That's why that bitch box stank. You know. That's why oh my goodness. Man. Of the daughters of Israel, it says, or a perverted one of the sons of Israel. All right, you shall not bring the wages of a harlot or the price of a dog to the house of the Lord Yahweh your power for any vowed offering. All right, for both of these are an abomination to your Lord Yahweh your power. All right. Oh, that was in the NKJV. Let me get this in the NLT. My bad, y'all. Deuteronomy 23:17. Here we go. In the NLT it says, no Israelite, whether man or woman, may become a temple prostitute. All right, you can't be a prostitute. Okay, when you are bringing an offering to fulfill a vow, you must not bring to the house of the Lord Yahweh your power any offering from the earnings of a prostitute, whether a man or a woman, for both are detestable to the Lord Yahweh your power. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to see if they let me see if I can get a quick. What was that word? It said detestable. Right? Let me get that. Detestable. Alright? Abominable. Alright? See if they got any other synonyms. Vile, nasty, despicable, dishonorable. Alright? Immoral, cruel, vicious, dirty. A lot of you women are dirty, corrupt. So is you niggas. Contemptible, cruel, immoral, sordid. Alright? So with that, man, we'll give all praise and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shem Kakwadash. Until next time, shalom.